Oh, goody.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Zombies here again, and today we're back with another Marvel Snap video. So today we have some interesting news regarding She-Hulk. So there was a comment in one of the Ask the Teams that kind of alluding to She-Hulk returning to her former glory of being a 10 power card. If you weren't playing when She-Hulk initially came out, She-Hulk was actually a 610. She ended up being one of the premier 6-drops in the game, mainly because Sunspot was one of the best 1-drops in the game at the time. It used to be a 1-1. 1-drops on general were usually not as good as they are now with things like Kitty Pryde, Nebula, other additions we've seen to the game. And so She-Hulk was a really, really prominent card. She also had crazy good synergy with the Death Wave archetype with the old version of Wave, and they eventually decided to nudge her down a bit as she was the premier high-cost card being run in a majority of decks, including Shuri, who was also one of the dominant decks at the time. Now, She-Hulk did stay around at 9 power for a while. However, a variety of factors has caused her to fall out of the meta quite some time ago. The big one being the initial Wave change, making it so her cost reduction effect did not stack with Wave in a beneficial way. After that, we saw a lot less She-Hulk. She did come back a little bit with High Evolutionary, as that deck cares about floating energy a lot, and it likes having big things. We've seen it kind of pop here and there, back and forth, especially after the Magic change, where you were seeing people run Magic to get a turn 7, so you could get She-Hulk and Infinite, or She-Hulk and the Evolved Hulk, but they didn't really stick around. And then with the recent addition of Mobius, the very few amount of She-Hulks that were left around got entirely purged from the meta. Now with the recent nuking of Mobius, some people have been trying her out again. I don't really know if she's going to find too much of a home outside of High Evo. I've tried her there a bit and she seems alright, but it is interesting to see that this card might be going back to a 610. So how do we know this is happening? So one of the Q&A answers on the Discord gives us a lot of information and insight here. The question was in regard to, hey, are you guys buffing or nerfing cards based on bundles you have coming up? Now they're saying, oh, design does keep track of our cosmetics, but it has zero impact on our nerf choices. Take that for what you will. However, in the case of a buff where the change isn't itself time sensitive, we may coordinate a buff with the release of a new variant. It's for the same reason we synchronize the MCU content. It creates a confluence of excitement. In fact, stay tuned for She-Hulk on that count. So if you don't know, there is a She-Hulk bundle coming up shortly. Here we can see the data mine information from SnapFan. It is the Peach You're So Cool bundle, real money bundle, coming in at $65 with the Peach Momoko She-Hulk Gold Conquest ticket, which it's absolutely hilarious they're putting those in bundles now. They really want to just chuck those bad boys everywhere, I think, because Conquest queue times have gone up a lot. But that's a topic for another time. 6K collector's tokens, 500 credits, and 500 gold. One of the better cash money bundles we've seen, unfortunately at a bit of a higher price here. But that is coming up soon, November 7th, so next week. On top of that, the other thing that really cements this to me is the fact that She-Hulk in her current iteration of having 9 power doesn't function with the other Hulk card we're going to be getting for the Season Pass in January, Scar. Scar is a 611 Season Pass card coming up in the month of January, and his ability is costs 2 less for each of your cards that has 10 or more power. So obviously, you want him to have synergy with his fellow Hulk family. So having Hulk be big makes him smaller. She-Hulk at 9 wouldn't actually work with this effect. So bringing her back to 10 so that way he works, and it has a nice little bonus of having She-Hulk at 10, he's 11, main Hulk is 12. So I think this is pretty much guaranteed to happen. It'll probably happen during the OTA that is coming next week. They do typically lock those in a week in advance. Also, speaking of the OTA that is coming next week, they have confirmed that they are going to be addressing a lot of the feedback they've been getting from the controversy surrounding the Mobius nuking, and just the general idea of, hey, we knew this was a temporary change, and, well, we took your tokens and killed your card. So that has been a huge topic of controversy, and we will see how they attempt to address it in the patch notes for the OTA, which is coming a week from today. I'm not holding my breath on that one. I don't think they're going to really own up to the situation, but I hope they prove me wrong, even though I think it's unlikely. But yeah, overall, that's all the news on She-Hulk. Seems very, very likely she's going to be returning to 10 power. I wonder if other decks are going to try including this card again, So I think it was much more impactful early on in the game's life when late game cards just weren't often as impactful outside of a handful of cards like Arrow and Leader and whatnot. And when Sunspot was a premier 1-drop being run in a wide variety of decks because there wasn't much in terms of countering it outside of Killmonger, as Shadow King wasn't really a thing. So yeah, curious to see if this finds a home anywhere other than the Magic High Evo shell. I'll probably be trying it out because I've always liked the card, but I'm not too sure if it's really going to find much of a home outside of Evo, even if it will be a better card in Evo. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you happy about this change? What do you think of the past card? Are you picking up the Peach Momoko bundle? I'm sure there are a lot of players who were initially planning to buy this, but with the rough reception to the recent patch and everything surrounding that, I do think a lot more people are going to be passing on this one than were previously planning on buying it, as I can't imagine wanting to show support for a game that people feel like just rug pulled them pretty hard. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this one. If you want to see more information about the data mine stuff, or if you want to get caught up on the controversy surrounding the nerf to Mobius and why people are so upset about that, I'll leave a link in the comments below where you can check out videos covering those topics. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.